Yeah, we just got the new boner pills in. They're really good.
It's unrelenting. It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
Yeah, it's unrelenting. How you doing, everybody? Did you think we were going to relent? Did you? Did you think? Can you speak, Gene? Do you not know how to connect? Why is your voice not coming through? I don't see the little green thing going up and down. It just says,
there we go.
No, what a non-professional start of this show.
Well, it's not even time yet.
It's past 10 o'clock. We're for like 2 minutes late. That's why I played the new.
It's unrelenting. It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
Wow.
I know, right?
Amazing.
I wanted to try that in Suno yesterday. So I went in and I've learned to do not use their web interface because it's garbled, but this is what it took from what I gave it. It's unrelenting. It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting. I don't know why I was trying to do Cheech Marin singing or something.
I thought you were doing Fozzie Bear.
Hey, everybody, Fozzie Bear.
Waka.
That might work better. Then I threw that into Suno. I'm like, give me like Russian metal sound, and that's even way better than putting in lyrics to get the little bumpers in that because it's always going to give you longer.
Right.
So if you just sing the exact bits you want in the bumper, I guess it'll actually just create the little 10-second snippets for you.
I've never tried anything that short.
I was kind of intrigued. Like this would work very well for little bumpers and things. Because it won't try to extend it for like 18 minutes when you gave it 6 seconds.
Right. It does have a propensity sometimes to go overboard with the length.
Yes, and it wants, well, most men have that problem, Gene. It's how you doing? I mean, I know you're on day 46 of the fast.
Yeah, right.
You sound good. You sound delusional.
Day 46, please. No, we talked about it last time. Then we fast lasted 7 days.
Yes, I mean, we did, but it wasn't on the show.
All right. Oh, okay. Got it. Yes. Fast lasted 7 days, and then I relented.
And then you went to Chick-fil-A, and they're like, Chick-fil-A. What would you like? And you're like, everything.
Yeah, well, not quite. But yeah, it's, I found myself on the phone sitting at a red light next to Chick-fil-A, and I said, it's been 7 days.
So it wasn't planned.
It smells like chicken, man. It smells like chicken.
It wasn't planned. Your body was just like, Gene.
Well, the goal was to go for a couple of weeks. I went for 5 days last year, and I wanted to try and get try for 2, but hopefully get like 10 days. And
you made 7.
I got a week.
So not leaving the house is probably a better way to go.
Yeah, because there was no food in the house.
And then you can't eat. That's perfect.
Right. Exactly.
But once you're sitting at a red light with a Chick-fil-A on one side.
Yeah, on the correct side and on the right side.
I could just pull right in here.
I mean, I'm there right now. It's like, it's already been 7 days. Yeah. So now the flip side is I am thinking that maybe I should really do this like I thought it would be good to do and never actually done, which is try it every 3 months, or like I think you suggested, why don't you do it every month?
Well, that might, depending how long you
might
go.
Kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, every 3 months or every 6 months if it's scheduled.
I think if I can do it every 3 months, then get in a pattern, like do it for a year, every 3 months. Then the following year, maybe I could do it every other month.
And then the question would be, would it continue to allow you to extend the time as your body gets more used to doing that? I mean, you made 2 extra days this time.
Yeah. And I could have, I'm sure I could have gotten 10 days if I wasn't, it's a mental thing. It wasn't a hunger thing. It was a mental thing. It was just like thinking to myself, okay, well, I got past the hump enough. I got more than last year.
So you felt like you won.
Let's just eat. That was the thought.
There's a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. And I am sure, had I not been out and about that day, if I would have been actually just at home, I'm sure I would have just gone for at least through that day and, until later. So I that's the other aspect of it, right? I think if you're traveling, it would probably be the worst. If you're just doing a regular day-to-day 9-to-5 job, it would be not as bad as traveling, but certainly worse than just working from home.
Yeah, because you just were like, what are you doing, Gene? He's like, sleeping.
Yeah,
a
pretty
lot.
much. Yeah, and that's the thing that I didn't know. I mean, I've noticed this every year, but once you get past a couple of days, so all the residual sugar storage is kind of burned off in your body, but the ketones are just starting to kick in. When ketones is fat burning. In that period where you're switching fuels, essentially, I'm just super tired. Like, not because I'm tired because I'm working, like, physically. I'm just tired, like I'm yawning and wanting to take a nap all the time.
Right, because your body's like, I'm not used to this. This is a new energy thing. We're trying to conserve, but we're not sure what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Shut down all systems. Shut down all traffic to the brain.
If we anthropomorphize the body, I think that's exactly what's happening. It's just kind of going, well, I'm not sure when the next meal is, so how about we don't burn a whole lot of energy?
And you think about it, that's how man started. We did not start as a species that was, well, let's have breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack in between, maybe a few sugary beverages.
Very opportunistic eaters.
Yeah, when it's sitting there in the cabinet, you're like, that's good. I'm going to have that.
Ooh, Chick-fil-A. I better eat before I don't have a Chick-fil-A next to me.
Chick-fil-A, right? It's 5 seconds.
It's really the modern green. Kind of going out and hunting kind of experience Chick-fil-A is.
Finding a Chick-fil-A is much like the ancient man putting his loincloth on and stalking his prey.
Yeah.
And Gene's just like, do you take American Express? I've got points. Can I use my points here?
I've got points, exactly.
Well, very much like being ancient man.
Mm-hmm.
Prehistoric
it's
man.
Pretty much. That's what the ancient man was doing, probably.
Well, what are you going to be doing
we
now?
Don't know.
I mean, I'm glad you've got your food. I hope you have backup supplies with the IceMageddon coming into your area.
Yeah, that looks amazing on the weather channels.
Max velocity.
50% of the country is supposed to get snow.
Yeah.
In one day.
Here, only about 1 inch to 2 inches over the weekend, so nothing. But
yeah, I mean, we're supposed to get 0, but still.
It is cold.
Icy rain.
That's the worst.
That's a thing. That'll ground all vehicles here. People don't drive in that.
Well, if you get enough, it starts bringing down any power lines that are above ground.
Yeah. And that got me thinking, it's like, I wonder if I should just like preemptively set up my generator and make sure everything's working.
You get it ready, make sure it's fueled up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the fancy whole home generator like some people.
No. I have 2 generators that are both still in boxes.
Well, you're going to find out sooner or later.
Yeah. So one of them I've had for years now. And I always thought, well, there's no point in getting it dirty until I actually need it.
True.
And then in the interim, while I was like, I bought it right after we had the big cold spell here in Austin back, 5 years ago?
Yeah, where you lost power for like 48 hours or something.
Oh, it was a week.
Oh, wow.
A week. Yeah. No power for a week. And then I was talking to somebody and they said, well, if you have a natural gas one or I guess not natural gas, but the barbecue gas tanks, if you have one of those,
you mean propane and propane accessories?
There you go. It doesn't get dirty. And the fuel doesn't get old. That's the problem with the gasoline one.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that you buy the fuel and then it sits there for a year and then it's no good.
Yeah, gasoline I mean, 1 year it might be okay. Much beyond that, you're going to start.
And I don't have a gas car, so I can't just, every 3 months dump that fuel into the car and get some fresh fuel. So I literally just had gas tanks sitting in the garage, getting old, and I realized, well, that's not going to be, because that anytime I have fresh gas, we're not going to get a cold spell.
True.
So
gasoline sitting in the garage is one spark away from disaster too.
Well, the car's not in the garage, so not really.
Those crazy neighborhood kids smoking pot in Gene's garage.
Yeah, maybe. But so I bought a propane one, which is still sitting in the box. But that one I should be able to get powered up pretty quick because I do have a tank of propane right next to it. So just a matter of getting it going.
Yeah, I know. I've said it before. I'm wishing we would have gotten one of the natural gas whole house generators back when they were only about $10,000.
My dad got one of those. Yeah. Adam's got one too.
Because now they are way more than 10 grand, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But it just works then. If the electric goes out, then gas is still coming in. We have gas to the house. So if you have that, it's a nice alternative.
For sure.
As well as
and where you're
being
at,
able to cook.
You shouldn't have an issue with that. I had the entire Snowmageddon, I had gas. That was how I kept the house warm. Is I basically was just boiling water on the stove.
And over and over.
Oh, forever, yeah. And then I was actually boiling large pots of water and then bringing them from the stove to the snake room so that it would cool off in the snake room and warm the room up in the process.
Right, radiant heat. It's amazing.
Yeah, and doing that on the hour, every hour. So I was basically sleeping in 45-minute segments.
Bet you wish you had Chick-fil-A at that point, too.
Food was the last thing I was thinking of. It's, But
I did look at the weather forecast for down in the Fredericksburg area, and on Sunday, 28 for a high and 11 for a low. So it could be a lot of fun.
It's supposed to get cool, but also it's only supposed to last about 1 day.
Yeah, which is better than here, which we're not expected to be over 20 degrees. I think it was until January 31st. I think we're going a week where we're sub 20. Right now, the temperature is -5.
Yeah.
Which
now the thing here that's going to be probably even crazier for people in the South is while the temperature is going to be I think it'll dip to the teens. It's supposed to here in Austin. The wind chill will be -20.
Damn.
It's going to be windy the whole time that it's cold.
Which is even less fun.
It's less fun. I mean, that doesn't really affect stuff.
Only if you get a little snow.
It certainly affects people sticking their faces outside.
Oh, yeah. And any little bit of snow and that kind of wind also causes havoc.
Yeah.
People are like, I can't see. Well, then don't drive. My Tesla can see, though. No, it can't.
I don't think a whole lot of people will be driving because people don't even drive when it's raining heavily here.
They get scared.
If it's snowing or icing, no one's driving.
Well, that's good. It's better that they don't clutter up the roads.
Except for Uber. Uber's still going to be driving, of course, because that's money.
Lots
they get
of money.
Their spike rates, or what do they call them? Peak rates, whatever they're called. Like $80 an hour for your tab.
Surge rates, because it's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they don't care if it's dangerous. They just care about how many drivers are out there. And if not enough drivers, it surges.
And everybody's like, well, I'm not driving because it's insane.
Yeah, it is. So I stocked up an iced tea yesterday, so good to go on that.
Okay, 14 gallons, 100 gallons?
14.
14, okay, right. That's good. Right on the money. Right. I mean, I follow your grocery blog very closely.
Right. My Instagram with my grocery stuff,
everything. Just that you can keep track of everything that way. You got to know how much iced tea that Gene is consuming.
Yep.
I have a little bit of
14 gallons a week.
Iced tea here. It's a liquid death, dead billionaire.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that wishful thinking or?
I don't know. It's tea and lemonade mixed, so I don't know.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's Arnold Palmer.
So I don't know if they're like anti-Elon or something with the name of it, but they have interesting names and all their stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they're anti-Elon or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need more Elon. We need more Doge.
Yeah, well, we need less Soros.
Well, yeah, he's taking his little puppet, the Captain Hairgel, Governor Newsom, over to Davos.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks that's a problem. The people that want to like pretend that they're into politics and don't know anything about what's going on in the dark corners, in the back rooms. Like, why do you think Captain Hairgel is in Davos?
I mean, he's not the only one. Everybody was in Davos.
Well, yeah, but world leaders. He's not a world leader. He's a fucking governor of a state.
You know, California's GNP is 10th largest in the world.
Yeah, but you know how much money they are in the hole? They're not doing well.
Well, they don't know how to spend it, but they've made plenty.
Well, they've made plenty until they have now incurred a massive exodus.
When he came into office, they had a surplus.
Yeah, Jerry Brown, who everybody thought was like a total stoner, crazy choice for governor, balanced the budget and had a surplus. Then Newsom came in and meant like, woo-hoo, let's spend that money, boys.
What do you think is going to happen in New York by the time Mondami's done?
I think it's going to be something biblical. I think it's going to be something like a 1980s movie. Where I think that's where it should be.
I think it'll be a 1980s tax rate.
Maybe. I think any of these places that want to consider themselves sanctuary cities or states should be completely honest with what they want and fire every law enforcement agent and say fire every judge and say we are no longer doing anything about activities. Everything is now legal.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would happen? It would be beautiful in its horridness. It would be just no decent person could be left there because I
don't think there are any decent people left there.
That may be true.
I mean, my niece lives there, but I worry about her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, this is my thought on both California and New York, where I got friends and relatives in both places, is that the rationale that these people use is that this is a place that they enjoy the living for a variety of things, amenities in New York or scenery in California, the weather. But the only way, and they're fully aware of this, the only reason they can do this is because their income levels are in the top 1%.
Right.
And so my question to them always over the years has been, if you lived somewhere else like Texas, you would enjoy a much greater amount of income in your pocket at the end of the year versus where you're currently living. So if you think of living in New York or living in California the same way as you think of a vacation, is it worth $100,000 a year to vacation in New York City for the whole year? Because that's essentially the trade-off, is that by living there, you're spending an extra $100,000 a year or more, depending on how much your income is, obviously, for physically being there. And of course, both my niece and friends that I have, they all travel all the time, both for work and for fun. And so they're maybe in their houses for 50% of the time. So it's really more like $100,000 plus difference in cost of living and taxes,
right,
for the privilege of being somewhere for half a year. Now, in my head, it does not add up. Do I like the variety of food in little neighborhoods in New York? Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of neat. You know, if you're visiting, you definitely go and check out all these places. Tons of negatives, like speed limit is 20 miles an hour in the entire city. And so it takes you an hour to go from Manhattan to Queens.
Oh, yeah, and traffic.
Yeah, because, yeah, exactly. Traffic and slow. Like, you don't, even if New York had higher speeds, it wouldn't make any difference because of the number of cars in the road.
Well, it's easy to just use the subway.
No. And in California, it's like, yeah, you got great weather. It's nice out there most of the time. But, most places it's nice some of the time. And that trade-off, I guess the extreme example of that would be people that live in Hawaii, where the cost of living is even higher than California.
Right. But the weather's even nicer.
Now, if you're like a beach bum, you're living in a one-room apartment with a stove in your living room, and you're surfing every day.
Right. And your bathroom, they're all one room.
Right. And you're surfing every day. Okay, I get it. It's a whole lifestyle built around the location. But if you're in business, if you're in crypto, you're in doing something that could literally be done anywhere in the world, and you're choosing to live in, and Hawaii, by the way, is also extremely socialist.
Yes.
It's the gayest states in the nation. And so you're choosing to live in Hawaii and have that double the price cost of living, which again, if you're in the top 1%, the difference that you're spending, you might spend an extra $100,000 a year just to live in Hawaii. Maybe more, maybe $150K more to live in Hawaii, maybe $200K more a year to live in Hawaii because of the price of housing.
Well, the price of everything, because they're bringing in, the food that you're getting, a lot of
it's all flown in.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's extra added tax on everything.
Extra tax and double the price. And I remember that was the only place where I've gone into a Costco in Hawaii and was shocked by how high the prices were, because most Costco's around the country, their prices are very close together. Like you walk in, you look at the price of like your ribs, rack of ribs in Costco, or your big huge salad for a family of 6.
Yes.
They're within about $1 of each other anywhere in the country that I've been. Not in Hawaii. It's double.
Travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to bring that stuff. They don't make it in Hawaii.
Nothing's made in Hawaii, literally, except for pineapples, I guess.
And they probably have some beef there that's being raised there. But beyond that,
that's got to be expensive as hell to raise beef in Hawaii.
Well, yeah, but you need that grass cut by something, I guess.
Yeah. What, the golf course grass?
Right. Exactly. You want to have all the resorts, all of the tourists, your whole town being a tourist town. That would be a change as well. I don't know. I've never seen the allure of Hawaii. Now, Florida, my wife would love to live in Florida, but I can't stand the heat. So it's like, no, thank you.
Well, the cost of living in Florida is actually, it's cheaper than Texas, in most parts of Florida. It's, I should say, cheaper than Austin. There are parts of Texas that are very cheap as well. But with a few exceptions, like there's parts of Miami that are going to be pretty pricey. There's parts of the East Coast along the coast there that are going to be pricey. But
the Orlando, of course, pricey because tourist land.
Yeah, but I don't think the housing is all that high. I remember like 3 years ago, we rented a house in Orlando that was like an 8-bedroom house, and it was very reasonable. It was like, I want to say $1,000 a day.
Well,
right around there.
I mean, that's reasonable on one end. On the other end, that would be $300,000 a month
for an 8-bedroom.
$300,000 a month.
Well, that's Airbnb rates, dude.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, the house. I tell you, I would be shocked if the house cost more than $1 million to build.
The Airbnb stuff, I don't know. We used to do the VRBO like right when it was kind of new. Mm-hmm. Don't like it anymore. It wouldn't. Mm-hmm. The technology is too prevalent for somebody to have hidden cameras and be monitoring everything in the property. It's just like, I don't feel
that you trust the hotels more.
Yeah. Mm. I mean, depending on the hotel, I've never
liked Airbnb just simply because I like
room service.
I like my points.
Ah, well, that too. Can you send up the masseuse, please?
Yeah. Don't like masseuses in hotels, dude. They're not very good.
Go down to the spa. There's never a good.
Yeah, they're usually better in the spa.
Well, yeah, the ones that come up to your room aren't really masseuses, Gene.
Oh, is that it?
We love you long time.
Are you caught up on Landman?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, how cheap is it to live down in Odessa?
It's pretty cheap. I worked in Odessa in the oil industry there for a while, and Odessa is it's a city out of time. Now, it probably won't be after Landman because I think a lot of people are like, oh, this looks cool.
They have a nice big house out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, they built that whole cul-de-sac. It's a set. The whole damn cul-de-sac is a set.
Damn.
Yeah. But it's, it's definitely a bust and boom town. Like you can see what part of it was built when there was a lot of money in oil.
Right.
And what parts weren't.
And then they disappear. People come, there's a boom, people go.
Yeah, it is. It is very seasonal in that sense. Not like yearly seasonal, but boom and bust seasonal. And there are much smaller towns, which are way more boom and bust. Like, towns that'll have basically trailer park hotels with room for thousands of people that in the low, if the price of oil is under $50 a barrel, the whole town's empty. There's like 50 people there. Price of oil is $100 a barrel. There's 20,000 people living there. It is a weird thing. And all the traffic of all the oil equipment on the roads out there is not fun. It gets old.
Well, yeah, it's not where you want to be. Well, you don't want to bring your family there on vacation.
No. And I think the show is pretty good. I think it's definitely better than Dallas, which is what was on when you and I were kids.
Oh, well, totally. Yeah. Totally different. Although Dallas was way more soap opera-y, but I guess Landman in its own way kind of is.
Yeah.
A little over the top in a few different ways.
Now, Landman's got plenty of over the top, mostly starting with his wife.
Ellie Larder, man. She is really good at that role.
Yeah. I don't know how good of an actress she is. I don't recall ever seeing her in anything.
She was in Heroes, I know.
I looked her up and I never watched any of the stuff she was in. But she is killing this role. Like, I've met women like this.
How
women
many?
that are like fierce about getting their way. These, women in their 40s who have never actually had a job their entire life.
Well, they understand they have to have the upkeep going.
So they know how to control the help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is playing that role to a T. I wasn't sure at first. It seemed there were a few parts in season 2 that seemed like they were kind of too abrupt and jumping the shark. Like, spoilers, Tommy getting fired.
That's definitely a spoiler. I thought that took way too long. I expected him to get fired way faster.
But the reasoning was
he was always arguing with his boss.
But isn't that your job as the person?
No. Your job is to get shit your boss wants done in the way that makes more sense. Not necessarily the way they want it to get done, but he's literally just telling her she's wrong all the time.
But isn't that your job? Be like, you're going to bankrupt yourself. Which I'm assuming, if I had to guess, in season 3, Tommy's company with his kid takes off and Cammy goes broke. That would be my guess. Well, that would be
the stereotypical Hollywood kind of version.
Which is why I think it's going there.
Now, I don't think it is, because I think the show likes, not just this show, but most modern shows like to, quote, subvert the audience expectations, unquote. So I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have a damn near bankruptcy next season. Like, they're starting out on this positive note, like, hey, we got our own oil company with these 28 wells that I just stole because I invalidated a contract with my previous employer.
No, not stole. No, totally legal. Ben just backdated when I still had the job.
And I stole the all the employees, like the lawyers, both lawyers. But he stole both lawyers from her.
Well, they just kind of wanted to go, but there was definitely a no non-compete clause in Tommy's contract.
All of that shit in any real business would have had non-compete.
Well, I guess Tommy didn't have a contract with John Hamm's character,
which is
Monty.
fine. Like he's been working with him for 20 years. He may not have a contract. That does happen. But the lawyer, not any lawyer that's working inside the company, will have a non-compete for a period of minimum 1 year, usually 3 years, where they're not going to be able to represent anybody that is that
in the same business.
Yeah, at the very least, that the previous employer doesn't approve of. You know, you can't have somebody get fired and then all your staff quits and start working for that person, who incidentally isn't just taking time off, but that person is immediately in competition. Like, no, this is not realistic in any business. Now, are there exceptions? Of course. There's exceptions to people that are too stupid to have put together contracts. And, without getting into details, why I was working on a lawsuit for 18 months for a client.
Jeez, let me tell you about half the companies I've worked for.
I know. But if they have a guy like me working there, they would never not have non-competes.
True. And we lost DigiGuru, who's like, I'm planning on watching Landman. And he bailed.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, you did say spoiler. I mean, it wasn't totally. Plus, it's like, yes, that particular episode's new, but the show's been out for a while.
Yes, we're just talking mainly about the last episode or two, but I like Kayla Wallace, the female lawyer. She is awesome.
God awful.
She's horrible. Awesome.
Worst actress in the world. She's way unrealistically over the top with every single interaction she does.
Well, she came from the Hallmark world.
Nobody acts like that. That's an actual lawyer. I've dealt with plenty of female lawyers. There's never a female lawyer like that. They don't make it through law school. They literally don't. This is her persona, her attitude, the way that she acts on that show. Guess what profession that is the most characteristic of?
Podcaster.
Actress.
Podcaster.
That persona is a typical actress. They're driven 100% by emotions with zero actual logic involved. They're extremely competitive in things that don't require competition. It's just probably the worst actress on that show, I would say.
But I enjoy the character. It's so much fun.
I think that character could have been played by a better actress and been even more fun. I understand what they're trying to do with her. She's kind of like doesn't really know the oil industry, but she's like the top 1% of her class, super smart lawyer chick. She's also in her late 20s, so she's super young, but super successful. I mean, this is the problem. It's her character is literally created like the, what's the term for it? It's not Karen. It's the, there's a name for it. It's basically what all the female action hero or superheroes are. They have zero flaws. Like, they're unrealistically written characters. Because what makes a character appealing, like Billy Bob, is he's mostly flaws with a little bit of
well, yeah, that's all Billy Bob is.
Yeah. I mean, and it is he is a good actor. Absolutely. No two ways about it.
He doesn't have a lot of range, but yeah, he hits it out of the park in the
he is and this is in some ways he is, I guess, like Pacino, is that the range is small, but when you get a character written that is within his range, he knocks it out of the ballpark, because all the little head shakes when he talks to his dad, and the fact that he has no ass.
He's like Hank Hill brought to the screen.
He really is. Yeah. I mean, like, you look at the guy and he's slightly hunched over, no ass, smoking a cigarette, wearing cowboy hat with boots. That's what he looks like on Sundays.
Yeah, that's
when he's not acting.
Billy Bob shows up. They give him some lines. He reads them, goes back home.
There might be a little more coke involved, but that's really about it.
Yeah. Salty Crayon thinks you might just hate Canadian actresses. So, I wonder.
Canadian actresses?
She's Canadian.
I didn't know she was Canadian, so that invalidates your theory.
But maybe subconsciously.
No, I know there's some Canadian actresses I like. I like the who's the chick on SCTV? Maureen O'Hara. I like her.
Who's the chick on SCTV?
Yeah, you remember that show, right?
Yeah,
there's
the
two chicks.
Shumangi brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
John Candy.
A little accordion. Maureen O'Hara, and then what was Andrea something was the black hair chick.
I
used to watch that all the time.
It was a good show. It was the alternate to Saturday Night Live back in the day.
Oh yeah, and much better. It had the Great White North, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Yeah. Hey, you want a beer? Eh?
Yeah.
We were watching a movie that had a kids talent show scene in it, and there's a kid that comes out and he starts playing accordion, and I'm like, Gene used to play accordion, and my wife's like, of course he did.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, okay, the accordion, the cool instrument.
I haven't played for a while. I don't remember when the last time I played accordion was. I would say probably when I was still married.
And that's really what drove her right out of the door.
Right, all the accordion practice.
Gene's like, it's a Polish music.
I do want to buy a button accordion, otherwise known as a bayan, at some point, but I've not had disposable income to do so. They're about $12,000.
Damn, they are not cheap instruments.
No, they're handmade.
I would guess that they are not something that would need to be massively produced. So yeah, that would make sense.
No, and they're generally, the good ones are all produced in either Italy or Germany. You have a Honor out of Germany, and then there's a couple of brands that are Italian. I think there's some Russian brands now as well, but I don't know. Most people play either German or Italian ones.
Over on IMDb, the final episode of the season is the highest rated ever for Landman so far.
Well, I think more people have started watching it. That makes sense.
Okay, we want. Well,
I don't like,
but how do you watch
seasons.
that? Yeah, you have to watch.
I want to quetch about that because that's bullshit.
I know. It's like you figure this. We should be through one season at this point, not two.
Absolutely. We're not even. We're 24 episodes is where the season should end.
And when does the next season come through? That's the one thing.
18 months.
That is retarded.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one thing I'll give Hallmark. They have their series that's been going on, which is where the female lawyer on Landman started. And When Calls the Heart, she was in 47 episodes as a like 1900 or so period.
As an emotional chick, I would gather.
She was the town's, when they first got phones, was the switchboard operator.
Oh, good job for her. Yeah.
You got to have the control. You got to get in on that. But Hallmark seems to do their seasons short, but they're every 6 months. So rather than that's
more like British seasons, right? Because British TV shows were always 2 seasons per year.
And it makes more sense. Okay, so there's a little
24th
break.
Season of Top Gear, about 12 years in.
You're like, how did that work? We're used to season being 1 year, but no, it
they
doesn't
call
have
them
to be.
Series, I think, instead of seasons. Like, we're on the 14th series.
But this is where I started getting into the habit of, as we did with Breaking Bad, once I knew there was a show that I was going to want to watch.
You just wait until it's done?
Yeah. And my wife's the same way, because she's like, I have to wait another week.
Oh, I finished watching Mom.
Oh, wow. I mean, that was all. I only made it through like the first 3 or 4 years when that was on.
There's 8 seasons. Only the first 7 are worth watching.
The last one's that bad?
The last one, the main character's gone from.
Oh, they take away the cute little blonde?
They took the only reason I watched that show out of it.
Wait. So the mom isn't in the... Isn't it?
Well, is
it called Momless?
Okay, spoiler alert.
Well,
for
that
a show
show's
that's been
done
off the air
too.
for 20 years.
Right.
The show had Anna Faris, which is one of my all-time favorite actresses, not because she's a great actress, because she is 100% my type.
And even if she's 40 years old, he's like, that's okay.
Oh my God, the hottest 40-year-old on the planet, as far as I'm concerned.
What about Ellie Larder?
No, not my type.
Crazy and not okay. Well,
for many reasons, but Anna Faris was absolutely my type. She's like 5'2", 100 pounds. I mean, she's fucking perfect.
Somebody you could put into a crate if you had to.
Dude, in one of the episodes, she's in a suitcase. Literally. Not an oversized, funny circus suitcase, a regular suitcase. And she just fits in there.
Gene's like, honey, imagine the money we could save on travel. Hold on, we'll put snacks in there. I mean,
if your wife or girlfriend fits into a suitcase, there's so many options that open up.
So many. But they can slip right out of the handcuffs if they're that tiny. They'll be very careful.
Yeah. And she's got those big blue eyes. And I'm definitely a sucker for natural blondes, man.
How do you know she's natural?
I know.
She was good in Entourage. I liked her.
Yeah, well, she played herself in Entourage.
I know. Which I mean, she did very well.
Well, she hit a car, so there you go. She was married to Chris, the Office guy. Chris, what's his name?
Chris.
He was on all the superhero movies afterwards. The Andy guy from
really?
Chris.
Now I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
What's his Space Lord or whatever?
No, it's Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Pratt. Yeah. So she was married to him until he got famous.
And then he went, I could do better.
Because she was definitely way more famous than he was for most of that time.
Now she is 49. Wow.
Yeah.
This is way up there for Gene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the show ended when she was like 42.
She has a new spouse. That is Michael Barrett.
I don't know who that is.
Michael Barrett, American cinematographer. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like that show starts when she was like 34 and ends when she's like 42.
And he's 55 years old, born in May of 1970. So she likes men your
literally
age,
my
Gene.
age. Wow, that's amazing.
There you go, Gene. You could have gotten slipped right in there after Chris Pratt jumped her.
You never know what happens to this guy. Might have an accident.
Chris Pratt was like, oh, I've got like 20-year-olds now that are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, no, Chris Pratt is married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Ah, yes. Wow, you are good at this, Gene. Usually, when my wife comes up with information like this, I'm like, wow, you've been reading your People magazine. Wow.
I don't read People magazine.
How'd you know that? I mean,
I just follow apparently people.
Yes,
I stalk them.
Chris Pratt does seem to be a one of the few conservative Christian actors that are out there.
Well, that's why I think he was required to get married to.
You need to
Arnold's kid.
You need to have another. You have to have a wife. That way, somebody's got to keep you safe. You don't want to be out there on your own.
Well, but you realize if he's married to Arnold's daughter, that means he's also part of the Kennedy family.
Ooh, that's a connection.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem like a Democrat, though.
Do the Kennedys seem like Democrats, though?
Does that? No, not by
anymore.
Today's standards. No, in the AOC world, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and did you see that Kennedy slipped a little politics in there and said Kennedy is suing Fauci?
No, but I mean, somebody should do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Fauci apparently under oath kept saying that the vaccines were safe and tested. And Kennedy kept saying, show us the testing data. And they never did. And it turns out now that the Pfizer or whoever was making them admitted that there were no tests done.
Well, how could you? We didn't have enough time.
Yeah. Yeah. But Fauci said they were all tested and good. I guess Fauci tested them on dogs. That's because he likes torturing dogs.
Yeah, what a good time that was.
Yeah. But getting back to Landman.
Thumbs up.
That opening scene where the I was going to say prostitute, but I guess she's not a prostitute. The physical
Exotic
therapist,
dancer turned
the
physical therapist.
was standing in the kitchen wearing nothing but panties. Like, damn.
Well, then Billy Bob just walking right by and just like, okay, let's.
Yeah, you just kind of like, what the hell house am I living in?
Well, that was
between his daughter walking around in her underwear and now he's got a physical therapist walking around in her underwear.
Yeah, and the physical therapist on the cute scale is about a 6 and the daughter's like a 38. It's like, oh my God, what the hell happened here?
As far as overall package, I totally agree. However, if all you're looking at is the ass of the physical therapist,
fine.
Way higher than a 6.
Yeah, but you have to go whole package.
Yeah.
You can't just
the whole
split it.
package on the daughter is pretty amazing.
And the whole character, the whole like little sweetness act, and it's like,
yeah, she plays, I think, a very believable Texas girl for sure.
And that's what guys around her should never be able to speak.
So when I got divorced, I was living in a like a townhouse community that was right outside of a large gated golf course community.
Ooh, a bunch of swingers.
And there were plenty of swingers in Dallas, but that most of my community was divorced men who used to live in the golf course community, whose wives still lived there and kept the house and the kids. And they just wanted to live close to the kids for their 2 days a week or whatever they got with the kids. And so the most of the community was just, townhouses with really expensive cars in the driveways and 20-year-old girlfriends. And, but right next door to their old house that they don't own anymore with the ex-wife and the kids. And it was pretty damn funny because you would see, you'd literally see the rich divorced women that looked like your favorite character driving out of the golf course community in their Mercedes G classes. The basically the most expensive sport you can buy. And then the divorced dads living on the cheap side of the fence with me. It was pretty funny. Well, I remember one time I flew a drone up over the fence to look around and fly around in there.
That's where you get shot down, Gene.
I know.
There's that neighborhood kid with his drone again. He's 45 years old.
I wasn't 45 back then.
He ain't no kid.
Dude, I've lived in Austin now for over 15 years. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah. Crazy. But I don't know. Just to wrap that show up, I think it probably is one of the most interesting shows that's currently being produced. I may be biased because it's my neck of the woods.
You're right there in Texas. It's based on a podcast, which I found weird.
Is it really? I did not know that.
I'd have to. I don't know if it's like a normal, and I say normal just because it's what most of the stuff we do and listen to, which is
or like an NPR podcast,
right? Like the
super produced,
or is this one of these things where it's a podcast, but it's really more of like an audio book with people telling tales?
Right.
Would have to figure that one out, but it is on the heels of watching the Yellowstone prequels.
Yeah,
I would say it is given the same kind of treatment. It is not, even though it is over the top in areas, you don't feel like it's slapstick comedy. It has the touching moments.
It's not comedy, but it is a little bit of caricature.
Yes, absolutely. And the interesting thing for me was we went the first 2 seasons where Billy Bob's personal life was a complete circus, complete chaos. But the professional life was kind of his. But now we may flip that around, which will be interesting.
No, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing the next season when that comes out.
Are you looking forward to the spinoff where the daughter just does aerobics for the whole episode?
that'd be a good spinoff.
Ainsley does yoga. Yes. I'd pay extra for that, Paramount. Yes.
Yeah. She is in pretty good shape. Now they did resuscitate the trans character, or revitalize the trans character. They made her less bitchy in this episode.
Well, yes. Well, she wasn't trans, right? I think it was just a
confused person that should be in the mental asylum.
Yes, and Ainsley comes through being the stand-up woman that her mother would be when she sees somebody.
The problem is it looks cute at that age, but you know what that characteristic is. It's called a Karen.
Yeah.
It's the chick that'll shout at you because she doesn't like what you're doing, even though she literally has nothing to do with anything.
Right. Yeah, right. Here's the thing.
Young Karen persona.
You're standing in line at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
As you often do.
I know.
And you do something, you cut in front of somebody, whatever it is. If that person is Rosie O'Donnell and they bitch you out and they yell at you, you're like, fuck you, that's a Karen.
Yeah.
If it looks like Ainsley from Landman, you're like, I'm sorry, can I take you out and make that? There's a completely different response you're getting.
Well, the big difference is that you don't realize that that's just a young Karen when you're in your 20s or in early 30s.
Oh, that's how you get married
it's
to
not
them.
Until you're in your 40s and 50s and older that you realize that's a young Karen. Yeah. And then you, once you figure that out, you're just like, that's not worth touching with a 10-foot pole. You can look at her through, binoculars, but that's about it.
It's the crazy scale from How I Met Your Mother.
It is absolutely the hot crazy scale.
Although I think you have just, I would get in touch with Dana Brunetti.
Yeah.
I think a new TV series, Young Karen, would be a very interesting, comedy to do exactly what you said, with flashbacks to what she looks like now and what she looked like then, doing like the similar behavior and how different it is taken in by the world around her.
Yeah, that'd be a thing.
Could be your exit strategy.
Yeah. I don't know. I would more likely want to see a series with Chuck Lorre rather than Brunetti.
Well, I mean, if you want comedy.
I know. I think it's not just comedy. I mean, Mom is a comedic show about extremely depressing topics. That's a Chuck Lorre show.
Yeah, I still prefer 2.5 Men. I thought that was...
Yeah. Now that's more comedic.
Yes.
But yeah. But I think the thing he's really good at is having long-term payoffs on both jokes and I guess non-joke events. Like, your season 1 might set up something that really happens in season 3.
Yes.
Which most shows you just don't find that in.
Well, no, because people don't have the writing ability anymore.
Like,
they're using AI.
If someone watches the first season of one of his shows, they're going to watch the whole series.
It may jump the shark at some point.
So, even though I never watched Young Sheldon, I only watched Big Bang Theory.
Same here. I tried to watch Young Sheldon. I think I made it like 8 episodes, and I was just like, I don't like it.
I'm not a fan of boy genius shows. They're just generally not realistic.
Yeah, they hit too close to home for me because, that was pretty much me, boy genius.
Well, that was definitely me. I was identified as gifted in 4th grade.
Me too. It was like the little gifted program where instead of a regular class, you would go and do creative things.
We got just sailed through school, having a high IQ and everything. And so while I certainly don't think that my persona is that of Sheldon, I was around plenty of people who absolutely were like Sheldon. And there's a there's a way to play or write that character that's authentic. And actually, I think they did a pretty good job with Jim Parsons and Big Bang Theory.
Yes, I would agree.
But there's also a much easier way to play that as a caricature. And that's something that a lot of other shows that try to portray, like, young, intelligent people as tend to fall into, is the whole caricature of it.
Well, and a lot of people hated Big Bang Theory.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's hated Big Bang Theory.
Oh, you'll find them.
What, dumb people?
Well, that would be the first kind of like bar, which is, okay, they're saying things that I don't understand.
When they're making a joke on the show about Sheldon wanting to be the one that selects the components on his new computer and being pissed off at his girlfriend for buying one for him because he didn't select the specific components, that could have been taken out of my marriage. I mean, it's like, oh, you bought me a computer. Oh, no.
Why would you do that? We said you needed thinking? One. Right.
You don't know the first thing about them. Why would you make these decisions yourself? Don't be stupid.
This is why Apple exists, because it's the same computer no matter who buys it.
It's just the price. How much would you like to spend?
Yes, right.
That's the only question.
Right. That's it. Depending on what machine you're going to get, this is exactly it. Like, how much can you spend? Yeah. How much do you want? I mean, I'm kind of like, when's the new studio coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Now that I know I can connect it with that magical cable, can I... Like, well, I'm not getting rid of my old studio. I'm going to get a new one. I'm going to put it on top of the other one, and holy shit, will it be cool?
You're going to build a stack.
Yes. Every year, get a new studio. One's going to be a 4, one's going to be a 5, one's going to be a 6.
Well, we better get some donations if that's going to happen.
Yeah, we need a lot of donations. A lot of donations. Today, we only have our regular 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, this is a lie, because I missed during the last show. See, Brooklyn came in with $7 via Cash App, and I didn't notice it until after. So thank you, C. Brooklyn, if you're still listening to this show.
I got to get my Cash App thing working. I keep thinking I got to do that, and then I forget to do it.
And then Mark Kodra came in with his $3.33 per show, but since we missed the last show, which was the oddity of all oddities, which is I woke up last week and had a killer headache. Yeah. It was like, I just don't feel like doing a show. So I sent the signal message to Gene, who didn't respond until an hour into when the show would have been, which I just got up. So it really all...
I know. I would have been late for it if I, exactly right.
It all worked out.
I was kind of glad. I was like, oh, nice. Yeah, I guess I didn't even, I'm not late. He just canceled it.
Yeah.
But I will say, technically speaking, I think you've canceled the last 3 out of the 4 shows that were canceled.
Possible.
Yeah, because you tend to get those unpredictable events. If I'm going to be doing something, I'm going to miss the show, I usually know ahead of time.
For me, it's usually I don't feel like I can. Or I'm going to...
Darren's like, I've done 4 shows this week. I don't need to do this.
And a lot of times it's just, it is. Podcasts when you feel like crap. Now, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
No agenda when you're bringing in big bucks. Those guys, I get it. For me, it's like if you're feeling under the weather and you're like, let's see, our buddy Mark and our buddy Scott, who also came in with $2.50 twice. So when you look at the show's donations and you're like, $6 divided by 2, it doesn't
get you out of bed in the morning.
No, it's a less incentive there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not the only reason we do the show, but we thank C. Brooklyn, Mark, and Scott, Swallow.
We didn't record an episode, but we still talked for about an hour last week.
Talked a little bit, got some information back and forth. Wanted to check on Gene's health after the big fasting. You never know how that's going to work out. And on No Agenda, I mean, speaking of that show and those boys, the boys, Adam was talking about AI, as he will. And he's like, I think that the only AI company that's really figured it out is 11 Labs because of how much they charge per use. And I've got to draft an email I'll probably use ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to draft an email for Adam and let him know that you can run Chatterbox or some other locally on a little $500 Mac Mini, or if you want to run it on a Windows machine, I'm sure those are just fine. And the quality on those is just as good, and the speed may be even better. So I don't think 11 Labs really has it figured out, because I think as that becomes more and more common, people are going to realize
like that'll be the first thing that fully gets to be portable. Yeah,
that people will realize I can do this locally.
The video, that'll take longer, requires more hardware.
Way more.
The song production stuff, I think Suno is the one that has it figured out, because they are raking in the bucks, and there's a shit ton of people making music on Suno. Like hundreds of thousands of users.
Well, and it works, as we already played at the beginning of the show. It's very simple to get very professional sounding.
It's unrelenting, it's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
Yeah, and even professional things, unlike that one, you can do on Suno. That sounds awesome. Like, for example, the Somali song.
You like that? I
do not understand what the hell you're talking about. It everything rhymes. It sounds just like the shit that every radio station plays.
Well, see, I don't listen to the radio, so maybe that's why I'm out of the loop on what is being played. I just don't like the parodies unless they're Weird Al. There's a drop off. Is Dr. Demento still around? Because I would love to hear.
I don't think so. I think that wrapped up when he died.
It's like, is anybody doing a similar show with? Because now there are
parody music
everywhere.
Yeah. Well, YouTube. I mean, YouTube, part of the recommendation algorithm on YouTube knows that I like parody AI music, so I get a ton of those coming through. And there's like the guys that did this song, which I thought, and you should put a link to it, because I think it's a lot harder to describe. If you're not willing to play it, at least put a link to it to describe, because I thought they captured the whole Somali leering center perfectly.
Oh, and you got a leer. Let me.
Yeah, it's a leering center.
I will download it with YTDLP. That is totally legal. If you're not using YTDLP, you're missing out.
Well, legal is maybe
great
not
word.
Quite the right word for it, but it works. I just updated my. Oh, by the way, anybody that uses X, do not upgrade your Edge browser.
What
X
happens?
Completely stops working after the upgrade.
Really? The question would be, what did Edge add to the code?
I have no idea, but I clicked on the old, do you want to do the update? I'm like, yeah, I guess I haven't restarted for a long time. Let's go ahead and do that. And then everything works fine. All the other websites work fine. X does not work. What ends up happening is everything takes about a minute. So loading messages, each message takes about 20, 30 seconds to load. You want to watch a video? That video starts and stops about every 20 seconds. It's like clearly something is broken with the communication from X. And I put in a request or a support ticket into X to let them know.
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm the only one seeing this problem.
Or whatever the Edge folks did. I use Brave as my daily driver within OS X. I've never really used the Safari at all, and I don't know if there is something better that I should be using. It's just I used Brave over on Windows. And
you could do it. I think using one brand on both is convenient because you can share bookmarks. I literally use every browser on every platform, so I use both Edge and Safari on Mac and on my phone. I use both of them, and on the PC I use all three of them. And it's the thing I liked about Edge is in their previous update, like a year ago, it was definitely the browser that impacted other applications the least. Like, it knew how to sleep much better than the other browsers. So if I've got a game running, the game's running at full speed, even though Edge is open. And if I had 30 tabs open in in Brave or in Firefox, like you would notice a dip in frame rates in the game. So that's why I started kind of standardizing Edge about a year ago, because it seemed to have the least impact, which makes sense. It's made by the same company that makes the operating system, so they know how to do that kind of stuff. And it does. I mean, the Copilot thing, some people hate it because it's like, oh, it's looking at all your websites. Well, I don't freaking go to websites that I want to hide on that browser.
Yeah, you do on relenting.show.
Don't really go there ever. So
I just got a new domain yesterday.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
noagendaai.com.
Oh, that's a good domain.
Offer AI services.
You should. Yeah.
We can do your art. We can do your music. We can do your text to speech.
You do your taxes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you want to go to jail, I'm not going to sign off as a CPA or anything.
It's like the name of the company in that Landman.
Yeah,
what do we incorporate it as? Yeah,
CTT oil.
Yeah, CT oil and cattle.
Why and cattle? Give me a break. I was having a long day. Like that's it. It should be like No Agenda AI and hookers.com.
Okay, the last time I'm going back to that show. What do you think about him getting the money to do his business from the guy that he was basically bitching about the entire season?
I think
felt a little bit of a stretch to me.
It seemed like less of a stretch than Cammie firing him without any warning. Because usually, if you're going to be in that kind of a position, there would have been a sit down at some point that would
say you're totally wrong about that.
You don't think there's any sit down whatsoever?
I've been fired like that multiple times.
Well, you've been fired like 8,000 times.
I have.
You've been fired 3 times since this episode started.
That's true. But that is I thought that was very realistic. It's that everything's going great. They're taking your advice. Everything's going good. She has a meeting with somebody about money. And the next meeting you have, and by the way, I've decided to go a different direction and you're no longer here. So I've literally had that happen where it's everything, like there's zero indication.
Was it ever
this is your last day
from somebody who just took the company over because their husband died?
That's usually what I do. That's literally what I do for work.
I take companies over. Women.
Yeah.
See, for that, I would have thought there would be. I mean, especially since she brings Nate out and like, well, oh, great. So are you going to take the job? And he's like, fuck no.
No.
I'm not.
And that's pretty typical too. Like the corporate attorney very often is an interim between other people coming in. But no, that I had no problem with. That I thought was done fairly realistically.
Yeah, but everybody around
even though
her,
she's way too old, I think she did a pretty good job in the show.
Well, I think Demi Moore did a fine job, but that decision still doesn't ring true to me because everybody else around her seemed to disagree with it, including the what's his name, Antonio Garcia, whatever his name is in the show as the mobbed up guy. Even he was like, that's not a good idea. I mean,
well, it's because he knows that you got to have somebody in there that understands what they're doing.
Right. And she doesn't at this point, which is why, I mean, it could go that she is the Allie Larder in Vegas where she's going to hit it huge. Mm-hmm. Or it could go horribly wrong, and then Tommy will be on the other
foot.
What
it is, and this is why I think it's very realistic. Is it's extremely typical in my experience for spouses or somebody that was a non-involved partner, maybe in a business, and all of a sudden got pulled in to be involved. They are very susceptible to a sales pitch from somebody else.
So that's true.
They're always going to be a little bit suspicious about people that know more than them that don't actually own the business. And they're going to be susceptible to having, whether it's a competitor or whether it's just like one of their friends talking in their ear and saying, well, what do you really know about them? Like, I know your husband trusted him, but I mean, look at him. He's like 50 years old and he's still working as a salary guy. He didn't make his own money. You really think that's the guy that ought to be running your company? Don't you want somebody who's like got a history of doing it for themselves really well? Like this is experience talk. I've been through that many times, and a lot. And there's no point in arguing when they made their decision like that. You're not going to talk your way out of it.
Oh, I didn't think he was going to talk his way out.
No, but it's basically just recognizing the fact that, okay, well, this is as far as I can take this person. Start looking for your next client.
Now, they at least added in to the episode him going to his friend, you can put that in air quotes, who was with the legitimate oil companies, and he tried to do it. Yeah. And on the above board way, and the guy's like, well, no, we can't.
Yeah.
So that, without that scene,
it's called embezzlement.
Right. But without that scene, him going to the cartel guy seems a little off. With that scene added in, it's like, okay, we get it.
So he was out of options, basically.
Right. This was his only option. And the choice here was, again, he wanted to see if he has one home run left. The choice was going to be go to work for somebody else. And let's just be clear on the type of home run that Tommy in the show is talking about, because the legitimate oil guy, like, hey, I can pay you 7 figures a year plus blah, blah, blah. It's like, for most people, it'd be like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're going to turn down $1 million plus a year in salary, you're thinking you're going to be able to make
$1 million a month.
Yeah. Way more than that. And I think it'll be fun if he does. But of course, there will be a crash. It'll be.
I think that, I don't know if it's going to be a crash in the price of oil that'll do it, or a crash in some hardware aspects, but they have to make the next season be worth watching. It can't be all good. It has to be, it has to start off good and then immediately start having him getting fucked.
Well, and you have to, I think that is why the Monty Corp, he's going to feel bad for her, even though she fired him.
Yeah.
Tommy's a nice guy at heart.
Yeah. Yeah. He's loyal. Mostly.
Besides the female lawyer's part, the whole rest of the rape murder scenes in there were, I think, pretty straight on with what you're dealing with in, in law enforcement. Like, what would you have done different? Especially in that area.
I think that anyone who is not in law enforcement would have a hard time stopping beating up somebody that was trying to rape their loved ones.
Yeah, adrenaline at that point is
your basic. And in fact, as they talked about the cop shooting 11 rounds center mass, that is what we taught. Like, I was a firearms instructor for many years, and the thing that you always want to ingrain into people is that you don't stop shooting until you can verify the threat no longer exists. So it was absolutely justified of the cop to shoot that guy 11 times. And it was absolutely justifiable for, I forget the kid's name in the thing,
Cooper.
to punch somebody 17 times. Because you don't know, between each blow, there's not enough time to ascertain whether the guy is still fighting back or not. Because you're still in that, like, trying to make sure he doesn't get back up phase. And if you watch fights on YouTube, which there's plenty of YouTube channels of like bum fighting, not like even bum fighting, but just usually Karen fighting. It's usually these
another TV show everybody would watch.
Obnoxious chicks in fried chicken restaurants.
Well, this would be great. Like to fight. Let's look for Karens that have gone viral and pay them to fight each other.
There you go.
That would be perfect.
The problem is all the Karens have mouths that write checks that their bodies can't cash.
Teach the alphabet what to do. A comes after Z. me. B is 3, spelling, leering perfectly. Mayor Jacob Fry pander so hard. Eats Somali beans, plays the card. Gags on the plate to appease the vote. While we rake in cash, he stays afloat. Come on, parents, trust our sign. Quality leering looks just fine. No kids playing, doors locked tight, but millions flowing. What a delight! Don't drop.
You really think that's good?
Yeah. It's hilarious, man. It is true. Every word in that song is true.
Yeah, but it's not good.
No, it's very good.
It's not.
It's unrelenting, it's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
I mean,
Yeah, that's worse.
that brings it, man. No.
That's absolutely worse.
I'm going to start doing parodies then for you because obviously you like the bad
I
parodies.
do like parodies. Yeah.
Well, it's not even a parody because it's not a recognizable melody. This is just
No,
kind of
it's a comedy song. It's not a parody. Yeah. It's a comedy song. It is. I thought it was just hilarious. I was laughing my ass off when I said, and the piece that you're missing by just listening to the podcast is you have a hot looking Muslim chick with a hijab, but wearing a bikini, and she's got like double D cups.
This bullshit.
So it's good visuals too.
oh, I'm sure it is.
What, you're not watching the video when you play it?
No, I download the MP3 and then I play it.
Oh my God, you should watch the video. Well, there's a little, you can see a picture of her in the signal there.
Cotton Gin's like, they all sound the same, just like shit. AI sucks, man.
Yeah, joke's on you. That wasn't AI.
You don't know it was.
No, you really don't.
I mean, it kind of sounds like it.
I mean, it is, but you don't know.
Well, and this, I think, if you really went and did that back and forth
Mm-hmm.
with something that was produced right, nobody would be able to know that it was AI.
No, and this is the thing. I think right now, on the current version that Suno's on version 5, it is absolutely possible to create a piece of music that has nothing identifiable as AI. Now, can you do that just by typing up one sentence and hitting go? No, it's going to require some actual work to do that. But you can isolate different tracks in Suno. You can really specify everything from key changes to, I don't know, other aspects.
Yeah, the minutia for, what you're doing. Cotton Gin says he can tell instantly. How much money are you willing to put down, Cotton Gin? Because I will do I'll put together 5 tracks, 2 which are AI and 3 which are not. And if you can tell the difference, then you win. What are you willing to wager here? $50?
There you go.
$100?
How about if you win, you can donate the winnings to the show. And if you lose, then Darren gets your money.
That seems like a great idea. I like it.
Yeah. Because really, then you're really risking on whether I make any money or not.
Well, you never make any money.
Oh, that's true. I always forget to take it out.
It's all sitting in the crypto. You're like Tommy. It's like crypto is going up. You're feeling good.
Well, crypto's at 90. So
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It was going back up.
Not going up, though. It's kind of hovering.
Today it went up a little bit, it looks like.
Did it? No, I didn't notice.
I just look at my stream deck. Now people are betting on Cotton Gin. See, no, but Cotton Gin's got to put the money up. See, Brooke is like, I got 20 on Cotton Gin. Well, let's see. Cotton Gin, you willing to put up? That's, we'll do it. We will prepare that. And if it's prepared, you're going to be
I think the way to do this, the real way to do this is to find a professionally produced piece of music or 2 by somebody who's not readily known. Meaning they're only like self-published, and then create 2 or 3 AI songs that sound just like that,
or just
and then give them all 5 songs and say, okay, you tell me which 3 are the fake ones,
or just use 5 electronic songs because I don't know if you could tell the difference. And we could do electronic.
I don't know. I think that there are way more people that say they can tell the difference.
Oh, of course.
Because they can read the words AI on the name of the track. And therefore they're like, yep, this is AI crap. Sounds like shit every time because I read the name of it.
I love getting up in the morning to Darren O'Neill. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. So that's your wife. That's not AI.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way it all works out.
Yeah. And that's the thing is people just will assume stuff. So I think that there was a point where anybody could tell something's AI. I think we're well beyond that point right now. And there are certain little things that you can tell, but AI is not like, it is perfectly capable of having notes that are not quantized now. It
right, which is a big part of
kind
it.
Of feel.
Right, that is a big part of it, making it so the singing is not perfect. The Podfather Adam Curry mentioned talking to musicians who said the music portions that Suno is putting out are spot on. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we can even just do instrumentals.
Well, you can't have it both ways, right? You can't have people saying, it's all AI, I can spot it right away, and have professional musicians that actually do this for a living suing Suno for ripping them off.
Right.
Pick one, guys. You can't have both.
Well, the problem for the musicians is they know they're going to be out of a job.
Well, but this is the same problem that musicians had with recording devices back 100 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, this is bullshit. You know, they used to have to hire musicians for any event that had music. Now all they do is burn a record once and they play that record in all the events. We're out of work. This is bullshit.
Well, it's being able
100 years ago.
Be the puppet master of the AI and understand how to get the most out of it. You know, not patting myself on the back too much. But
we haven't heard much from you yet. So.
The conversation from No Agenda yesterday with Adam and John about the artwork, like only Darren O'Neill. Why is he the only one that's figured it out? Where, you know, you can take the AI and produce something which is what their style, what they're looking for, rather than the convoluted everything thrown in, but the kitchen sink images that a lot of people want to do.
Yeah.
And it does take a little bit of understanding. I'm not even going to say skill.
Absolutely.
It's
perseverance too, because this stuff is not intuitive for most people. Like nobody, unless you're a music reviewer, which I used to be, incidentally.
Of course you were.
Yeah, I did that all through college. I did it for 3 years in college. I did music reviews, which was a great way to get into music events for free.
Oh, that was it. My buddy had a website back in the early days, womenofcountry.com.
Nice. Yeah.
And because of that, I did a few different concert reviews, did a few different phone interviews with like the girls from Shadazy and Lila McCann. There were a few of them.
Yeah.
Back when the internet was young and they didn't.
And I was doing this before the internet. I was actually published in the newspaper.
Ooh, that's old school.
I was a newspaper reviewer.
In college or before college?
In college. So this was in the early 90s.
The Mighty Beaver.
And it wasn't a college newspaper. No, I was in college, but the newspaper was one of your community newspaper things that everybody, when they're young, seems to work for. And some people keep working for until they're old.
Now, this is from C. Brooklyn, who sent in money.
Yeah.
Gene did everything. Further proof that the Jews are behind everything. Well, I've never denied that, incidentally. Right. If you listen back through any episode, I've never actually denied that. I think it's kind of silly to keep pointing it out, but somebody has to run the world, bitches.
Okay. So he's opening up a can of worms, though, because we did have the gayest bus ride in Miami that was documented on YouTube. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so we had Nick Fuentes, the Fresh and Fit guy, who's I don't know, I can't remember. He's a Sudanese. And then we had some guy I've never heard of, who's apparently has zero testosterone. And then who's the fourth guy? The fourth guy was one of the Tate brothers. I guess the main Tate brother dude. I guess both of them were there technically.
Double Tate?
Double Tate brothers. And then the last guy was a guy, I'm blanking out his name, who's a Muslim, who is a Muslim that doesn't act at all Muslim.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, exactly. And so they went on this like party bus ride in Miami, listening to Yay songs about Hitler and all partying with it and raising their arms and Hitler salutes and stuff. And then went to some nightclub in Miami and then, got them to play this Nazi songs or whatever. And then recorded the whole thing, of course, because what they're all media people, right? They're all YouTube personalities. So you gotta, if you don't have a YouTube video of it, it didn't happen. And oh my God, did they just walk into a shitstorm? It was absolutely hilarious because they thought they were all cool. The entire internet's response is biggest fags ever. I mean, it was like, it's like getting a bunch of guys that are pretending to be straight together to pretend to act straight and like, ooh, look at all the girls, and meanwhile it is blatantly obvious to everybody else they're all gay. Sneeko, that's the fifth guy, Sneeko.
Yeah, that's what C. Brooklyn said. He was right.
Yes. Well, it was freaking funny. So these guys do this, everyone makes fun of them. And then, of course, the owner of the nightclub finds out what happened. He's Jewish.
Oh, there's the problem.
He also is an owner of a bunch of nightclubs in Miami, bans them all from all his clubs. This thing starts getting bigger. Every nightclub owner in Miami has latched onto this now. So they literally are all banned from every nightclub in Miami. Now, national hospitality chains have jumped onto this and are banning these guys from any of their establishments throughout the United States.
Wow.
And now all these little faggots, for lack of a better name, are crying about how it's not fair. Like it's freedom of speech, man. We can listen to Nazi music, man. And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, isn't the main point these guys are all trying to make about the Jews, how the Jews run everything? What the fuck do you think was going to happen?
Fuck around and find out.
The Jews control the whole country. It's Jewish America. What do you think is going to happen if that's actually the case? You're literally going to get banned from everything, you dumb fucks.
People don't understand logic, though.
It's funny. It's truly funny. And, there's one scene in there where they're in the nightclub, music's pumping, and one of the guys is talking to Nick Fuentes, like, "Hey, Nick, you want me to get some girls for you?" And Nick Fuentes got this very gay smile on his face, like, "No, I'm good, man." It's like, do they not realize they're literally poking fun at themselves at this point?
I don't know. I mean, and it's the little bit of irony or hypocrisy is not lost on me when I say I am completely unimpressed and uninterested in the influencer culture. I don't know why anybody, and again, God bless everybody that listens to this show and supports it, but I don't know why anybody listens to anybody anymore.
I know. I agree.
I mean, you and I would do the show even if nobody was listening.
Well, we do the show. We did a show last week. It's just you didn't record it. Yeah.
But I mean, this is why would anybody put faith in Nick Fuentes? Why would anybody put faith in Tucker Carlson? Why would anybody put faith in Megyn Kelly?
The thing I always drop or fall back on is entertainment. Is that the problem is, like, I know you and I, if anyone's listening to this show repeatedly, like more than once, it's because they're entertained by the conversation. It's not because they're like learning new things that they didn't know before. We're not we're not doing anything here other than creating entertainment for people that think what we're doing is interesting and funny.
Right. And a good point. I see Brooklyn says it's entertaining. It's the new reality TV. That I agree with.
Yeah, exactly.
And people who take it that way, you're beautiful. The people who are tuning in and expecting hard news and basing their life choices around what Candace Owens says.
Oh, it's crazy. There are a lot of people that, it's a split camp, right? Between Candace Owens and the anti-Candace Owens people. But you run into people that are like, oh, Candace she's brilliant. She's unlocking all these secrets that, we've never been told. Every other episode, Candace talks about how she saw something in a dream and that made it real. Like God is talking through her and trying to, show the world how evil the Jews are. I mean, it's like, you've got to be an extremely low IQ to think that Candace Owens is a prophet. Because that's literally what she's acting as though she is.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I've seen it. I know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And has she ever been
traveler?
Right. Well, has she ever been right? That's also a very interesting thing. What percentage?
Yeah. And we've got multiple people saying from when she was talking about Charlie Kirk to them after Charlie got married, it was always about how much she hated Charlie. Like she's got every indicator of a jaded lover, of somebody that was hoping to become Charlie's wife and it never happened. And so now that Charlie's dead, she can do what she really always wanted to do, which is to make Charlie's the girl Charlie actually chose life as miserable as possible.
Yeah.
I really hope to God she gets sued into oblivion. If Alex Jones can have a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against him for saying something, one little tiny thing that frankly may still be true, but people have, I guess, gathered enough information for him to lose the lawsuit and say that it wasn't true, which is that some of those people were actors. If that can happen, Candace has said way more than Alex Jones ever did.
Oh, but she's a black woman.
So is Alex Jones.
Identifies. Hey, I'm a black woman. Why are you going after me?
Yeah. So I really hope she gets some of that fuck around and find out stuff happening.
Yeah, we just got the new boner pills in. They're really good. We got a good batch.
Yeah. I talked about this on the other show on Just a Good Old Boys.
But you're selling boner pills?
No, we haven't started selling boner pills, but I was watching an Alex Jones ad, and this is the funniest one I've ever seen for a new product. And it's basically, what was the product? It was I got to remember what
it was. The funniest one you had ever seen.
It was true. And I know why it was the funniest. I just don't remember what it does. But the punchline for me, and it's not a punchline, like this is something he was just saying, is that this thing comes, you use so little of it, and it comes in like a 8-ounce container that literally one bottle will last you your entire life. And him saying that while he's advertising the product is breaking the first law of advertising.
Right, which is you want to sell more.
You cannot ever tell somebody you only need to buy this once, because the thing that you do when you're selling a product is you're not actually selling a product. What you do is you're getting a customer. Now, what you do with that customer after you get them is going to generate you money, but you don't. When you do an ad, you're not there trying to sell a product ever. What you're trying to get is a customer. Once you have the customer, then you start selling them the product, and preferably multiple ones. And this is something that like Apple and plenty of other companies have figured out do very well, is to train you that your phone is only good for 2 years. Oh, you gotta. If you don't have a phone that's made within the last 2 years, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're missing out. There's so many new things you gotta,
Well, I noticed,
upgrade.
and I'm going to check again today, but it appears that my original iPad Pro 12-inch finally stopped getting updates from Apple.
Oh, it did. I can tell you that right now. It's sitting on OS 16. That was the last one that supported it.
And they're already
OS
some of these
28.
apps that are like, we need the new.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. I believe Apple's on the iOS 28, or it's either 26 or 28. And that iPad is maxed out on iOS 16.
Like, what the hell, man? Yeah. Come on. It still works fine It
still works as a browser.
Right.
But you will not be able to add most new apps on there because the new apps use parts of the operating system that it doesn't have.
Bastards. I mean, granted, I got over a decade out of it. So
you got over a decade. So it's like $100 a month.
A year.
Or a year.
Yeah.
Sorry, $100 a year, which is pretty damn good for an Apple product. And the reason I know any of this is because I've got the 13-inch one.
Hey, baby.
And it's the exact same situation. I can still use it for web browsing or watching YouTube videos. It's my kitchen iPad, but I can't load any of the new stuff on there.
It's like, bastards. Come on.
Yeah. Battery's been dead for probably 5 years now.
My battery still works, which I'm surprised it's been like plugged in forever.
See, mine, well, have you ran and seen how long the battery lasts though?
Yeah, it'll last a few hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine doesn't. No, mine's been plugged in for almost the entire decade. It's been my kitchen iPad for many, many years. And it's just sitting on top of the microwave, basically.
I mean, with mine, I've always tried to cycle it. So, I mean, it's a slightly different thing, even though it's always plugged in. I will unplug it, use it until the battery, and then plug it back in, every now and then.
Yeah, I've just never done that. I've always had it plugged in. So right now, if I unplug it, the battery lasts about 30 seconds and then turns off.
Well, that's not going to help when the ice apocalypse comes.
No, but it still works. And it's fine for a kitchen device for watching YouTube while you're cooking or something.
You get your recipes, right?
I don't use recipes. Never liked recipes.
You just wing it.
Yep.
So that's what cooking is all about. Experimentation. Baking, you don't want to experiment as much, but the cooking you can.
I've heard that. I've never really gotten into baking. So there's one thing I've never done.
Baking. That's it. Okay, we finally found something Gene is not going to claim.
Technically, I do have a bread maker, and I have made bread plenty of times. But
what do you mean the machine made bread?
It's a machine. So I don't consider that real baking.
Where you pour the dry ingredients in, a little water, and there's a big paddle that goes,
and it just goes blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I've had that machine for probably 15 years.
They work well. I haven't
20 years
used one in a while, but
yeah.
If you want to make fresh bread, the loaves were just way too small though. In those.
This one makes a big loaf.
I need a big. Hey, I like a nice big loaf.
Yeah. The first time I ever had a bread maker was, I think, 1990. Would have been 94.
That's about when we had ours. We got married in 95. So, of course, you got a bread maker. Because, grocery stores don't exist.
Exactly.
You're just walking by a loaf of sourdough.
Sourdough is hard to make.
Yes. Well, yeah, you got to have the starter. And you got to know what you're doing. Taylor Swift loves sourdough bread.
I bet she
Didn't think we were going to slip that one in on you for the bingo card today,
That's
did you?
right. Little Taylor Swift talk.
But the news, and here's the interesting thing. People are going directly to these reporters who are now working for themselves, which I think adds two major changes. One, back in the day, you were being paid by somebody, whether it was a newspaper, whether it was a television network, and those people were responsible for what you said.
Yeah.
So if you said something completely inflammatory on the air, your boss was
fired.
Right. You were either smacked down, you had to apologize, you were thrown off the air, you were fired. So that is one thing that doesn't exist anymore. And two, you were getting paid whether or not your content was super successful. Granted, again, if it was horrible, you may get fired. But now you are so incentivized to play the fucking clickbait game to get people to click. I think you're absolutely right. And the thing that I think it's called guardrails is that this is what's missing with Tucker and what's her name? The blonde chick. Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, that one.
Candace Owens.
I've never liked her. I don't know why the hell people like her. I always thought she is a total Karen. Like,
she's kind of like
Fox days.
She's kind of like Allie Larder in Landman, but not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like an expensive bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a lawyer. What do you expect? Well, she actually is the lawyer, so you can compare her to the other.
Yeah, exactly. She did go to law school, although I don't know that she ever really practiced law.
I believe she did, but I could be wrong.
She did go to law school and graduated, so that's, and passed the bar, so that she accomplished all of those things.
Have you ever been a lawyer, Gene? I mean, again, you always say you've done that. Have you?
I have never worked as a lawyer ever.
Beyond a few scams that you've perpetrated on people in Nigeria.
I always work with a law firm.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes, because I've never passed the bar, and I cannot practice law in the United States.
You've never passed a Chick-fil-A either, I hear.
That's true. That's a true point. Anyway, the
no guardrails,
and you've got a fan base that is talking directly at you through commentary, which means you create these little bubble communities of people that adore you, for whom you can do no wrong. Now, that's in contrast to what we have as listeners, right. which think we can do no right.
But you suck.
Yeah, pretty much. We have the hate listeners, whereas she has the love listeners. But the danger with that is that you not only absolutely are not unbiased, you're completely biased, but you are going to get reinforcement no matter what you do. So if you actually do a good job of covering some story, you're going to get people that praise you. And if you stick your foot in your mouth and you start going down a rabbit hole of hate, people will still praise you. And if you start treating your dreams like they're reality and then you're discovering things by sleeping, people will still praise you. So no matter what you do, you're going to have that feedback from your fans, which are just obsessed by you, that, oh, you're so awesome. You're doing such a great job. We just can't get enough. And the danger with that is that it is not hard to veer off into completely deranged territory without those guardrails in place.
Megyn Kelly did work as a corporate litigator at Jones Day in Chicago for 9 years.
9 years. Wow. There you go. So you learned something.
Thanks, No Beret. He pointed out, I double checked it. So it's true. And she was also says she was the only female attorney in the Chicago office. She was born in November 1970, right?
Oh, yeah. So she's an old broad.
Our age, right? 55. Same age.
Yeah.
Born in Champaign, Illinois.
Didn't she just have a kid like 10 years ago?
I think so.
At 45?
Yeah, I think that was right on the edge.
Yeah, that's another sign for deranged women.
Late in life kids.
Like, if you hit 30, you haven't had kids, probably shouldn't.
You could always just pick one up on the corner.
Well, or just not.
You can always have a dog.
Yeah, or a lot of cats.
Oh, yes, all the cats.
Mm-hmm.
All the cats, indeed.
That is one thing I liked on that show, Mom, is that one of the characters was this like older woman who had like, anytime they were shooting in her house on the set, there's like 20 cats sitting around in different positions.
Where you just have a snake.
I have 2 snakes. But yes.
Always have a backup snake.
Have a backup snake, yes.
The incentivization is there, though, for these talking heads to feed the people that are listening what they want.
Absolutely.
It's
the same thing with the Nick Fuentes, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
if
anybody.
you took his audience away from him, or at least the bidirectional communication, I think he would be a lot less edgy.
Well, because you're feeding that in order to get mentions. I mean, this is, again, back in the day, if you were on CBS News, well, everybody just turned on the TV and you were there. You didn't have to get their attention in the same way as when you're doing it on your own. You need to be making the story about yourself to a certain extent. Otherwise, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to tune in. Why would I go listen to this person? Well, if now the Candace Owens, all of these folks seem to do the same thing, which is either have the rare time where they actually are the only one with the information, or they lie and tell you we have exclusive information when they don't.
But I don't even think it's about that. I think it's really, what does the word fan mean? Where does it come from?
Fanatic.
Exactly. And so
fanatical.
What you have are people that are more interested in you than they are in the topic that you're covering. And so the topic doesn't really matter. Whether Tucker is talking about how great Putin is or how horrible Netanyahu is or anything in between, honestly, to his fans, it doesn't matter because they're going to agree with whatever the hell he says no matter what. But what starts happening is you'll say something, you'll get that positive reinforcement. You're like, oh, I guess people really like that. And then you lean into it, not realizing that anything you say is going to have that same kind of positive reaction. And then you start leaning into it. And then what you're not getting is, well, what do the people that are not fans of Tucker think?
Right.
There are certain things that Tucker said that not fans of Tucker would agree with and say, yeah, that's a good point.
And how many people are fans of Tucker and how many are fans of anybody but Tucker? You're not taking that into account as well.
Yeah. The democratization of the news aggregator personas it has side effects. And that side effect is you become blindsided or blind to reality because all you're seeing and hearing is information from your fans and nothing else. You just don't get anything else.
You have a YouTube channel, which I've got one, but I've never really paid much attention, even when posting things. But the YouTube personalities, it's like a religion looking at the stats and trying to decipher exactly, well, this works, so I got to do more of this. Exactly what you're talking about there.
And YouTube tells you all that. Like they'll give you tons of recommendations for what you should be doing. And here's the part of your video at this time code that people really liked.
Right.
And here's where they started tuning out and they just do more of the part they liked more frequently. This is why they created shorts, because they realized that not only do people have short attention spans, but if you let's say you do an hour-long video, and in that hour, there's 3 bits where people paid attention more, and then the rest of the video, they paid attention less. Well, YouTube's whole thing is like, great, take those 3,
right,
cut them out, and then we'll slap an ad on the back of each one of them, so we get 3 ads out of it, and then just post those, because the reaction's going to be good from people, and who cares about the rest of your video?
Yeah, they didn't care about anything else. They just wanted these little sections.
Yeah.
Use those, continue to roll this.
I don't think it's that far from now that we'll see that built into YouTube. Like right now, you still have to create your own shorts and post them. I really think that within the next few years, YouTube will just have a one-click when you record a video or you upload a video. It'll say, allow us to scan the video and create shorts automatically.
Right. Why wouldn't you?
I bet they would do that.
Right. Get more money. Well, AI will be good at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is one place AI can do
good in
it.
the relative sense. The problem is that they're only using one metric for good. And that metric is eyeballs for advertising. Now, what do people watch that they can't turn off? Fight videos, car crash videos, things that are, disturbing. That's what people like to watch. So you end up with very much a idiocracy scenario where the most popular TV show is Oh My Balls. The whole show is just a guy getting, punched or kicked or smashed in the balls. And that's where we're heading. I mean, it's a straight path from where we are to idiocracy in a lot of different respects.
And it's accelerating, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And I think a lot of it is.
I would be surprised if at some point Fuddruckers officially renames themselves to Buttfuckers.
The inability to get news and information that you can trust without bias is having an effect now, and I think it's going to continue getting worse and will have major repercussions. And I've talked about it on Random Thoughts a few times. The people that think you can put the genie back in the bottle with the AI stuff, the voice cloning and the fake videos, it's like, you can't.
No.
And you cannot think you're going to legal your way out of this. You're not going to legislate.
Yeah. Now, there are sci-fi concepts around this, including, older ones like from Dune, to where AIs are banned after the AI wars. So anyone caught making an AI, you're going to end up going to prison.
Good luck with that.
Well, I mean, a sufficiently authoritarian government can definitely do that, but
I'm running it locally. How will they know?
Because you're not allowed to buy a computer anymore. You're only allowed to rent computers.
You're only allowed to use the cloud.
Yeah.
The monitored cloud.
That's right.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, look, there's a kill switch in your computer. Apple can turn you off anytime they want it to. If the government wants you off, you will be off. Same thing with cars. All modern cars have a kill switch.
That's why mine is 20 years old.
Yeah. So,
but it needs gasoline. That's what they were trying to do there. They were trying to get rid of the gasoline. So, that's
right. You're going to, at some point, you'll have electric only and nothing else.
You got a car, but it's gas powered. Nope.
No gas. Sorry.
You're not going anywhere.
Going to make your own gas? Don't think so.
And I just would assume that with these laws for things like, they made a nude photo. It was going to be underage kids doing this as a majority of the.
Of course.
So it's like, are you going to start putting 15-year-olds in jail? Well, no, of course not.
Yeah, no, they are.
Well, then I'm behind it. If we can get all the kids in jail, that would be perfect.
Yeah, get some free labor out of them.
Show what kind of a society we're going towards. We won't arrest people for violent crimes. We're turning New York over to the insane. But, oh, no, your kid got an app from China and did something by pushing 2 buttons. Oh, my, let's put him in jail.
Well, and I think this is part of the appeal of the growth of Islam. Because Islam basically says Western civilization is evil. It's going the way of Satan.
And it kind of is.
I mean, that's how they get you.
Parents
you
are
have
not
to go,
paying attention.
They're not wrong.
People are worshiping their phones. They never put them down.
Yeah.
You can gamble now from the privacy of your own home. It's great.
Yeah. Well, that part of it's good. I mean, that's been around for a while.
Well, in different.
We've had online poker for 25 years.
Yeah, but you didn't have you could play slot games all day long.
Yeah.
And with that said, thanks to C. Brooklyn, he just came in with another $5 via Cash App.
Wow.
That's $12 on the show, man. That's more than anybody else.
Well, that's amazing.
I know. This is the top of the line right here with Unrelenting.
That's entertainment for you right there.
It is. You got your entertainment value. We hope Gene stays safe over this next week with the IceMageddon coming in.
Yeah. Gotta stay warm.
He's got 14 gallons of iced tea. He's ready to go. The snakes are like, you better keep the heat on, dude.
Exactly.
You got plenty of food? Did you stock up right after the Chick-fil-A run? Did you go to the HEB and let's see, 3 steaks, 14 pounds of chicken?
I got enough. I'm not too worried about that. I got a bunch of meat in the freezer.
Hey-oh! That's what she said.
Not sure how that works, but okay.
I don't know. You're never really sure. This is a lot of people are very surprised when they hear this show does not come with a script.
No, this is all improv, man.
There is no outline.
Nothing.
There is no script. sometimes Gene doesn't even get up until like 15 seconds before he connects to the stream.
That's true too.
And it's like just off the cuff. Sometimes he's still in the dream state.
Well, that's something that's worth paying for, frankly, is the fact that we do this show completely unscripted. It's 100% improv for a full hour, 2 hours sometimes even. And that you can't do with AI.
No, that is one thing that it cannot do well yet. And I've learned this with the music. It is not good at writing music lyrics without giving it a lot of help. And as you said, probably rewriting a few words in each line.
That's my experience. Now, we didn't play this because I don't know why, but I made a song, and it's the first one that I did a full video for, like with 100% AI video for about 3 minutes.
And how'd you do the video?
I did it on Grok.
How?
What do you mean?
How do you do a 3-minute video on Grok? Can you give it?
You make 30 clips of 10 seconds each.
Okay.
Or whatever it comes out to.
But how do you do this? Like, so it's a continuous kind of.
Well, watch the video and then you'll see how I did it. I think pretty easily. But it's I wrote the song. I wrote the outline for the song. Used AI to generate rhyming, and then went back in and changed a whole bunch of the lyrics to actually be better and closer to what I was trying to do. But it's basically a song about the beauty and awesomeness of Greenland and American territory. And the video has scenes in it that totally correspond to what's in the song. Now, when I started doing this, for the first 15 of those clips, I did it manually. And then it occurred to me, it's like, why don't I just have the AI
generate the prompt?
The text of the song and then give me a prompt for each scene, which worked a lot better.
That's interesting.
Because before that, I was doing the prompts manually myself.
Then you just put it into a.
I just want to automate this
video editor and put it together.
Yeah,
the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, and I probably could have found one of the newer online editors to do it more with using AI. But I mean, the video editor is one thing I've been using for 40 years. Like, I know how to use those. So it's not that's not a hard part. Good old Da Vinci.
Sometimes you just need a human.
I just don't know the AI stuff well enough to do it in AI, but you totally could do it using AI. But the point is, so it took me about 4.5 hours start to finish.
For a 3-minute song. See, that is work.
3-minute song. From not having a song to having a song with a video.
And is there a link that we can put in the show notes for this?
Yeah, definitely. I sent it to you. You obviously didn't watch it, but I'll resend it so you don't have to scroll.
Wow, you are the best.
I know I am.
It's unrelenting, it's unrelenting. Just when you thought we